Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag show for Thursday, March 15th, afternoon show, day one of the first round of March Madness. Going pretty well, Jimmy the Bag. We've only seen one upset so far that we have seen, 11 seed Loyola Chicago over Miami, Florida. And we cashed it, didn't we, Jim? We had Loyola Chicago. Not a huge upset, but as far as brackets are concerned, I told you, more 11s have advanced than 6 seeds over the past 7 years, and now we got another one, Loyola Chicago.
I was watching it and I was thinking, fuck, why didn't I just take the +2? Why am I on the money line? Why am I on the money line? And I was like, thank you, Pete. Thank you for bringing me to the money line.
That's right.
If the over comes here in South Dakota, Ohio State,
oh boy,
and South Dakota stays with an 8.5, and Seton Hall covers, I will have hit 7 bets.
Jimmy the Bag. Well, you had UNCG first half. That was a loser, right?
Oh, I had a bad start.
Yeah.
I had a bad start.
But Jim did have UNCG at first half plus the full game, and that one cashed. We also both had Wright State and first half and full game, and I also tweeted out Wright State second half plus 3.5. I hit that one for a max play, and that one lost. But I also had the second half. See, this is the holistic approach that I do for Iona Ute game for Iona Duke Classic, right? I had them on the first half, bigger on the full game. The first half went way over. I pounded the second half under. Second half under cashes. The full game under winds up cashing by a hair, and I wind up having a good one there. Then Kansas nailed the unders on that one, full game and first half. And yeah, Jimmy the Bag. As far as brackets are concerned, I know you have Tennessee going deep. I have them going a little bit deep. That first game against Wright State certainly looks promising. Same deal with Kansas, right? Kansas had a nice, looking pretty decent, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I have Tennessee in the final against Kansas.
Wow.
All the way to the final, I have them going. I mean, it's pretty easy to say that your card is perfect at this point. My card will be.
It is.
I do need Seton Hall to cover here to hit 7 straight. I do need South Dakota State. Dom is at the line. I want to get units. I want to get back into the teens, and then maybe get to single digits down by the end. But God, this is fucking incredible. I slept for maybe 3 hours last night. I've been capping nonstop. I'm losing my mind. I'm emotional. I'm very emotional.
Yes, for the first time, Loshak in the Bag show, Jimmy the Bag is more emotionally unhinged than I am right now.
I am, but fucking love this. I love sitting beside you. I love all this fucking action. I'm so goddamn excited. And it started bad. As you said, I had Wright State both. And I was like, oh shit, because I hit with Rhode Island to get it started. So I was like, okay. And then it looked bad. I lost 2 at Wright State. And then went 50-50 with Kansas. Went 50 because I had them both. And then same with UNC Greensboro. And then, but it was that low. As soon as Loyola hit that bucket, I was like, here we fucking go, baby. Here we go.
When it comes to emotional disabilities, usually I'm a massive favorite over Jimmy the Bag. But once in a while, Jimmy the Bag will come on a show and actually beat me in terms of behavioral disorders. And today looks like it's one of those days. Jimmy the Bag, congratulations on your current success in the tournament, Jimmy.
Well, it's I'm not. It's been a very tough year. So you always instill confidence in me, and you always give hope. And it's just so I feel so fortunate to sit beside you, and it makes me want to succeed when you believe in me. Like when the chat's talking about respecting my hockey prowess and my knowledge in NHL, it makes me want to succeed so fucking badly.
Yes.
And it feels goddamn good. I feel so goddamn good right now.
What is this guy talking about? Roger T. Roger T says Duke under lost, Pete. No, it didn't. It didn't even lose the closer. I mean, the opener. It closed at 160. It opened around 1. I guess the actual opener was 156, so that pushed. But I got it at 157, and that cashed. The Duke under cashed, Roger T. Not the first half. The first half lost, but the full game, which I gave a bunch of days ago, gave it 157, and that one cashed, Roger T. Yeah, so I had a winner with looking pretty good so far. Yeah, once again, Jim and I both had Loyola, Illinois. I had a winner with the Duke under, loser with the first half under, winner with Penn, Kansas first half full game under, losers with Wright State first half and full game, and Jim had a winner with Rhode Island, and I had a push on, I had a lean on that one, but I didn't give it as an official pick. Looks like Jim's going to hit with San Diego State plus the points and the over, and with Seton Hall. Unreal. Jim is rolling.
All right, South Dakota State, but I could easily lose this cover because I have South Dakota State at 8.5. They have an 8-point lead. Dom just missed a 3. I bet you they see my winning streak fucking crumble right in front of everybody's eyes.
Yep, there you go.
But hitting the over was thanks to you and Twatty.
No, not thanks to me. I was totally off that. I had no opinion on it. Only thanks to Twatty.
Oh, really? I thought you had nothing.
No.
Really?
I had no opinion on that one. I line chopped for you, but other than that, no.
Well,
I had no
thank
opinion
you,
on that one.
Twatty, my man.
Jim having a good day. All right, so and here you go, Gabriel Rodriguez, the king. Yo, Bag, where's the love? I would like to know that too. Bag, where's the love for Gabriel Rodriguez? The king is back. Uh-oh, Jimmy the Bag. Well, I'm not even going to watch what he's doing right now. He's out of his chair. He's out of his chair, folks. Jimmy the Bag is going nuts. And then Maxwell Smart chimes in with, shut up, Gabriel. You're so annoying. And Gabriel Rodriguez says, the king is here. You heard me. I'm going to, if Jim doesn't want to, I'm going to give a shout out to the king, Gabriel Rodriguez. All right. So let's see. What else do we have here? Let's just jump into the rest of the college basketball card for tonight, Jim. What do you think?
Oh, please. Let's fucking do it.
Please, let's do it. All right. The picks that we have given. Let me see. Davidson, Kentucky. I gave Kentucky at -4 as an official play. That line looks like it's gone up a little bit and definitely have a lean to the under on that one. I also gave San Diego State +4 as an official play. That line has gone up to 4.5. So money coming in on Houston. SF Austin, first half is definitely a lean, and the full game is definitely a lean on SF Austin for me. Alabama, Virginia Tech. I gave Virginia Tech as an official pick, and I believe Jim did too. Did you give that one as an official pick or not yet? Not yet. Okay. Buffalo, Arizona. Jim and I both gave Arizona full game under as an official pick, and Montana, Michigan. No plays from either of us yet. And Florida, St. Bonaventure. I did not give official play on Florida yet, but I did bet that one at -5, and I definitely feel like Florida rolls. I took them in my bracket to roll. I don't know if I want to give them officially at -6, but that's about it for what we've done. That's a wrap up, a review of the rest of the games tonight. Jim, what would you like to add, Jim?
There's a bunch I would like to add, but I'm comfortable so there's a couple plays I'm not adding.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about those games or just skip them now?
Just do whatever you want, Jim.
Well, okay. First off, I'm going to stay off Radford Villanova at this point.
Okay.
If there's we can break it down at this point. I'm going to stay off of it. Villanova earned the #1 seed in the NC tournament for the second consecutive season. Best of guards, best guards in the nation, I would say. 4 of them averaging double digits. Big East tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years. It took overtime to get there. Jalen Brunson, career high 31 points. These guys step up when it matters most. Oh, so did I hit it? I hit it? It's over?
Yes, they said you hit it. They said it was 81-73. Michael Bordonaro gives us the update. Very nice job. You know, when the universe is is frowning upon you kindly, it's frowning upon you kindly, and Jim is rolling now. Catching the breaks, Jim. Catching the breaks.
Seton Hall will be 7 straight.
Very nice.
Fuck
Jimmy the Bag is feeling it. Jimmy the Bag is now, I would label Jimmy the Bag the prince to Gabriel Rodriguez's king right now.
I want nothing to do with that family. Michael Bridges scored 25 points. Most outstanding player, Big East tournament. These guys step up. They step up. Will they step up in the first round? I don't really know. Ulysses Hayes says, I love Villanova Bags. Take them. Kobe Valentine says, Jimmy gets hype. Yeah, I do get hyped. This is fucking great. And their bigs are so malleable. Yes. I just love Spellman. Averages 10.7 points, 7.9 boards, but it's 44% from 3. You can go inside and out. 6'9", 255-pound Eric Paschal lines up beside him. But I just don't know if they're going to care that much to cover this. Gee, I don't know. Radford's won 8 straight. They defeated LIU, Brooklyn. They look pretty good doing it. Their best board man, Ed Polite Jr., led the way with 13 points, 12 boards, 27 career double-doubles, averages 13.5 points, 7.9 rebounds on the season, but he'll have a tough time with these Nova forwards that have 50 pounds on him. Thankfully, they have a senior in Randy Phillips who will help in that regard, 240 pounds, 6'8". He averages 5.6 boards. Carlick Jones had a big game, their freshman guard, in the play-in game, 11.8 points, 3.9 boards, 3.1 assists. I love Mike Jones. He's a great coach. That he can probably come up with a plan to slow them down a bit, but I'm going to stay off Radford at Villanova.
Okay, my lean would be to a Villanova on this one, just because, like I've said, we have started to see margin covers in these 1 and 16 matchups, and I feel like this one might be one where Villanova, 22-point favorite, wins by 30 or 35 or something like that. But I didn't bet that one, and I'm going to stay off it. All right, so let's move on. Davidson, Kentucky. I've already said that I had Kentucky as my attempt to separate myself from the pack in my bracket pool. Going to the Final Four, Tomoyo Tomura certainly agrees that Kentucky is a live relative dog as far as the tournament's concerned. I bet him at -5. It went down to 4. I gave it at 4. Now it's up to 4.5. What do you have to say about that one? And definitely lean to the under on that one as well in the first half under. What do you think, Jim?
Well, This is the game that scares me more than any other game.
Okay.
And after a ton of time on this game, two full pages of notes, I'm not going to make a play on it.
Really?
Yeah, I just find it's just too tight. Davidson won the Atlantic 10 tournament, 10th in the nation and made three-pointers at 10.7 per game, 24th nationally with 27.3 attempts per game, 28th in three-point accuracy at 39.1%, and then you play this team, Kentucky, ranked 5th in the nation at defending the three-point line, holding teams to 29.9%. That just, that makes me very uncomfortable for Davidson, who I really kind of want to pull this out. Danny Hurley, Rhode Island coach, said after his team lost, whoever is going to draw them is not going to want to see their name next to them. 6'8", 225-pound senior Peyton Aldridge tops Davidson 21.5 points, 7.8 rebounds, has hit 76 three-pointers, plays beside another senior. I love these teams with seniors on them. Oscar Mikkelsen from Finland. And then they have another senior, 6'11", 250-pound Will McGarity on the bench, ready to help. Their guards have length. You know how many I've talked about that all season. But Kentucky is an excellent team with a ton of length. Yeah. More length than Davidson. So Kentucky's won 24 of its last 25 first-round games. Shai just won the MVP over the weekend with 29 points. Kevin Knox is playing great. This is extremely tough. Dylan Sema says Kentucky will cover. Dylan Sema, but he says Davidson first half is a play. That's very interesting. Kobe Valentine says, I wouldn't say Kentucky's a lock, but they do match up well versus this Davidson squad. They certainly do. The length and three-point D can really give Davidson trouble. Ulysses saying that Kentucky is a lock. This is just too this is I don't need to make a play on every single game, and I'm not going to do it here.
That's true. Jim, I did give Kentucky -4 in his official play. I also bet this one, the under at 143, and the first half under 67.5. I'm not going to take the first half under now. That's down to 65.5, but I will throw on as an official play the full game under, which I can get at 141.5, I believe, -110. I'm going to throw that one on there. The line is headed down. As you said, I think this will be a defense-oriented game, and let me find the best line here for the 141.5 -110. That's still available. I'll throw that one on there. I bet it at 143. Liking the under, still liking it. Hopefully it won't land on 142 or 143. I'll make that one an official play. San Diego State, Houston, Jimmy the Bag. I did take San Diego State to advance in my bracket, and I also gave him his official pick at +4. That line, curiously and slightly disturbingly, has gotten bet up in Houston's favor. You have anything to say about that one, Jim?
I do. I do. I've noticed that it's being bet up in Houston's favor, and I find it sort of difficult to see why, other than we know Houston's a great team. Runners up in the AAC, dominated Arkansas this year, top 10 wins over Cincinnati, Wichita State, did not lose consecutive games all year, came within a point of beating Cincinnati. They're an excellent basketball team. They won 12 of 15. They have a higher RPI than most of the tournament's 4th and 5th seeds. They have the best player in the game in Rob Gray, 18.5 points, 4.5 assists. But with the tallest player in their rotation, a guy they don't want to play, Breon Brady, they're going to have an extremely tough time with these 2 6'10" forwards that the Aztecs have that can also run the floor. Malik Pope, 12.9 points, 6.6 boards. Jalen McDaniels, 10.2 points, 7.5 boards. They're going to make it very tough on Houston. The Aztecs were the winner of Mountain West Championship. They've won 9 straight games since the return of injured Trey Kell in mid-February. All 5 of their starters averaged double digits. You know, Houston is a very good team, but I like the points here. I think San Diego State is a really good basketball team, and I'm going to come on. And I'm happy I'm getting 4.5 instead of 4, and I will take the points here on the full
Really?
game. Yeah.
Okay, James likes the San Diego State-Houston under. Jim, you're going to take San Diego State +4.5, best line shopping, -109. When I gave it, I had to take only 4. Jim will get San Diego State +4.5, -109. We'll see how this game works out, and this one definitely has second half written all over it, depending. All right, now let's move on. SF Austin, Texas Tech. We remember one year SF Austin did have an upset in the first round in the NCAA tournament. I kind of like Texas Tech, but I'm thinking SF Austin here. I also have Texas Tech relatively highly rated in my bracket, but I'm thinking maybe SF Austin in the first half might be a play. Did you look at this one, Jim? I'm very interested to hear what Jim has to say about this one.
Yes, I looked at every single one of these games, I didn't take a fucking breath in between shows. This game is uncomfortable. I feel like this is a really sharp line. I like Texas Tech too. They're healthy. They defend the perimeter. They do a lot of the little things right. But both of these teams are getting to play in Dallas, where they want to be playing. Texas Tech is so strong defensively, but Stephen F. Austin, even though they allow quite a bit of points, they lead the nation in forcing turnovers. Red Raiders only yield 64.7 points per game. Lumberjacks finished the season winning 10 of 11. They don't have a lot of height. This is a good matchup for them. They're playing against a team that doesn't have a lot of height. You know, I thought when I looked at this matchup, I was like, wow, Stephen F. Austin got kind of lucky here. 6'8", 220-pound junior Stephen Holyfield has the most height in the Lumberjacks rotation. He averages 13 points, 6.4 boards. He's got Shannon Bogues with him, 15.4 points. And Kevin Harris, 6'6". He's a difference maker on this team. 14.6 points, 5.4 boards. Nice swing man. If he's at the three, he can cause matchup problems for the Red Raiders. The 81 points they average has them tied for 35th in the nation. I love Keenan Evans. Smart, says all the right things. Right. Senior guard. As I said, these senior guards are going to be rolling. Both teams have a ton of depth. Yeah. The depth makes me think that there's going to be a lot of points in this game. And then I almost took the over until I went over how good Texas Tech's defense actually is. Oh, yeah. It is extremely good defense.
Raiders, I want to quickly, can I get just one comment here? Definitely. Tony Soprano says, Loshak, I love you, but you said supposedly I had $10,000 on the Penguins last night. I swear to you and the bag on my mother's life, I did have the Penguins for $10,000. Okay, dude, Tony Soprano. Yes, Tony Soprano, we totally believe you. I believe you. I always say it's just like a formality. It's like a joke when anyone says I had this much money on it. You always say supposedly, but I did not actually doubt you. I was just saying that for effect, Tony Soprano. Absolutely.
You know, Tony, I was actually thinking about you more than I was upset because I had $200 on the Pens and $200 on the under, and
supposedly. Yeah. No, I mean, the important thing, and once again, there's no time that is inappropriate to talk about bet sizing and money management. The important thing, no matter what your bet size is, if your bet size is, if your bankroll is like a couple $100, like some people I know, or $1 million, like maybe Tony Soprano, you always have to bet size appropriately and think about the Kelly criterion to figure out how much you should be betting on any given play. So how much a person bets is absolutely meaningless unless you also know how big their bet size is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if Tony Soprano's bankroll is $10 million, I would have said to him maybe $10,000. You should bet more, double up. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I hope actually my unit size has increased in the 5 months. I moved up to $200 on January 1st. So.
Well, here we go. Espiritualate says $10,000 bet equals $100,000 bankroll. Actually, that's not. I mean, you should almost never be betting 10% of your bankroll based on the Kelly criterion. Almost never be betting your 10% of your bankroll on any bet. I would say a $10,000 bet would more imply like a $400,000 or $500,000 bankroll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if Tony Soprano's bankroll is $500,000, $10,000 bet on Pittsburgh, totally warranted. You know what I'm saying, Jim? Jim, if your bankroll is $500,000, you should be putting down $10,000 on all your NBA picks.
I agree. Yes. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I think that makes sense. I really thought we knew how simple the Ducks play was last night, but I thought the Pens were going to take care of business. And I thought the under was the play. And watching that game, I was, you just can never be too goddamn comfortable when you're.
And here you go. Joe D says my bankroll is $25K and never make more than a $1,000 bet on any bankroll on any one play. Now there's a guy who knows a little bit about money management. Joe D, congratulations, well done. I congratulate you on that one. Now, which is not to say that once in a while there isn't a play that's warranted where you should go, 6, 8, 10, 15%. But those could exist, but they're rare. You know what I'm saying? They're rare.
Absolutely.
All right, Jim. What else? Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No
All right,
problem.
so let's make a decision here. Texas Tech, SF Austin. What's your take on this game?
I just think these teams are in the perfect spot, playing against the perfect teams for them. And I think the line is sharp. I love the depth they both have. Raiders have 10 players playing over 12 minutes. Lumberjacks have 9. Because of all of the, I am not going to make a play on this game. I feel there's a lot better angles and options for me. And
okay.
I'm not. I am off this game.
All right. Well, maybe we'll come back to it because I'm thinking about. I like Texas Tech, but I was thinking about maybe a shot with the under and maybe a shot with SF Austin first half. But let's come back to it. Virginia Tech. I already gave that one as a pick and a bet at -1.5. Jim, now it's up to 2.5. What do you have to say about that game?
I want Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I feel very good about this Virginia Tech Hokie squad in this matchup against Alabama. We're talking about the right matchups for certain teams. Here it is for Virginia Tech. Colin Sexton leads this team Alabama, leads them 19 points, 3.8 boards, 3.5 assists. He's an incredible player, electric. We'll see him in the NBA next year, but he is their whole team. This is not a team that has a lot of depth. They have some size with Donta Hall, who's got a concussion right now. We don't even know if he's going to play. During practices, he's just riding the bike on the sidelines. These desperately needed. If for some reason Donta Hall can't play, they're in huge trouble because Braxton Key is just not good enough. He's just not going to be able to handle Hall's minutes. They need them both in this game. They're going up against a Hokie team with a ton of depth. 5 players averaging double digits and a 6 to 8.3 points. They have 4 players hitting higher than 39% from 3.
Can I just say one thing? Our man Maxwell Smart has labeled Gabriel Rodriguez the king of cock soup. That is his, that is his domain that he is the king of. And the king just said, Gabriel Rodriguez says the king turns $20 into $23.47. Maxwell Smart hits back immediately. Just stick to killing the king of cock soup. All right. Maxwell Smart has agrees that Gabriel Rodriguez is the king. The question is, the king of what? Maxwell Smart has labeled him the king of cock soup. All right, let's move on.
Cock soup.
Yeah, I like that. I like cock soup. It's not that bad.
I've never had it.
I like a little cock soup once in a while. Nothing wrong with having a little fun in life. You know what I'm saying? All right, Jim. What pick do you want to make on the man. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun in life.
I'm just trying not to think of you enjoying cock soup right now.
All right.
Yes, they're going up against a team with a ton of depth. As I said, 5 players double digits, 6 to 8.3 points, 4 players hitting higher than 39% from 3. Now, the key to the Hokies every game is keeping Kerry Blackshear out of foul trouble. He's the only size on this team. It's going to be a problem moving forward, but I don't think it will be a problem here tonight. 6'10", 260 pounds. He is fouled out of 2 of the last 4 games. Both ended up as losses. Wisconsin knocked out the Hokies last season in the first round. Williams said the experience was invaluable. Buzz changed their defense late in the season, and the numbers are clear that the defense was changed. In the first 23 games, opponents shot nearly 49% against the Hokies with this new attitude toward defending the paint. The numbers plummeted to 42%. This is a team that this is a game I really like.
Yeah, well, I took them at 1.5, Jim. It's now up to 2.5. There aren't even any 2s available. I guess if you want to do one of my classic weak sauce moves, you could take them on the money line, which would be about minus 140 or 145 or so. What do you want to do here, Jim?
I'm loving this minus 2.5. Okay. I have no concerns.
All right, minus 2.5, minus 109 is the current line at Pinnacle, and I was also in my leans column category, was also thinking about doubling up on this bitch. Minus first half. Minus 1, and I will do that. I'll take a Virginia Tech. What, funny shit going on in there? minus 1, minus 115. Minus 1, minus 115. Virginia Tech. I'm doubling up on it. All right, let's see some of these comments, see if anything where the funny comments.
Leo Rodriguez told me to check your cup, make sure there's no leche.
Very nice. Very
but
nice.
Hey, Tony, we want you here. We want you making big money. And so don't get the wrong idea, man.
Yes.
We want you to build that role. I also want to come. I believe you're in the New York area. I want to come once you're up about $500,000, and I want to fucking enjoy a night out on town with some of that cash.
Twate Latte says, "What's the ingredients of the soup? Cocks, water, low self-esteem, and ripped-up tickets." Okay, that is what Gabriel Rodriguez is the king of.
Where's that? Oh, there it is.
Twate Latte. The ingredients of the soup is, first you start with cocks, then you got water, you got low self-esteem, you ripped up tickets, mix it all up, and you got cock soup, and that is what Gabriel Rodriguez is the king of, according to Maxwell Smart. Just Maxwell Smart's opinion.
Not even hot water, too.
No, just whatever.
Just lukewarm bath water.
All right, so let's move on, shall we? I've added Virginia Tech first half minus 1, minus 115. Jim has added Virginia Tech minus 2.5. That was that. Well, Twate Latte really stepped up his game on that.
He's impressive.
That was a good one.
That was very impressive. He's very impressive. I love the way Tony Soprano too says his name at the end of every comment.
Me too.
Loshak and the Bag are the best ever. I love you guys. We got to party one day.
Yes.
Tony Soprano. I do that when I heckle at sports games. I do. I say the player's name that I'm heckling. So let's say it's Brandon. I'll scream Brandon as loud as possible. Say whatever I have to say, and then close it up with Brandon. And I respect that, Tony. I respect that, my man.
All right, let's move on to Buffalo, Arizona. Jimmy the Bag and I both took the under in that one. I just sort of broke it down, saying that I'm guessing that Buffalo will not try to, out athletic Arizona as they did some of the some of the MAC teams that they were just clearly better than. So I gave an analysis of that game, and I said I took the under, and it impressed Jim so much that he took the under as well. That line is not moved, and it's all over the place. We took it at 158.5. That is still available, but uncertainty in the market. Intertops is all the way down to 157, but Heritage and BetOnline still hanging up there with 158.5. Jim and I are both on the under at 158.5, and a lot of people have suggested that Buffalo might be a sneaky play here to get a cover or even an outright win. King Rail, most notable among those.
Absolutely.
This is a tricky one. What do you think, Jim?
Oh, I am on Buffalo. I'm not as comfortable as I was when I was listening to you break down why you thought the under was the play, although I really did like it then. But when I break this game down, I think that Arizona has got the world on their shoulders. They're barely keeping their selves together. They're barely keeping this team together. So yeah, they have 2 7-footers. Yes, that's going to be a problem for the smaller Bulls. But all the pressure's on the Wildcats, and it's not that Buffalo has no size. It's that their size doesn't have the skill really of other teams, other than Nick Perkins. And I noticed that they don't even start Nick Perkins anymore. 6'8", 250-pound Nick Perkins, 16.6 points, 6.2 boards, because he's so important. They just can't have him in any foul trouble. So they bring out Ikenna Smart, 6'10", 241-pound Ikenna Smart, who only plays 12 minutes a game, 3.6 points, 3.5 boards. They need him to bang with these two guys, and then they bring in Nick Perkins. They also have 6'10" Montel McRae on the bench. But this team is about their guards. Excellent guards. Jeremy Harris and Wes Clark. Man, this whole season to me changed when Wes Clark joined the Bulls after, about 9 games into the season or something. Wes Clark, Jeremy Harris combined to average 30 points, 5.8 boards, 7.5 assists. Harris hits 43% from 3. Clark hits 39% from 3. And then you have Massenberg, just a beast at the 3. 16.9 points, 7.4 boards. Yes, they're going up against Ayton and Trier. Yes, but this Arizona team does not have a lot of depth. That Pac-12 is suspect. They're swirling in controversy. They have all this pressure. Now, I'm not going to double up. I don't think that was, obviously it wasn't successful early, but I do think that the times that I've succeeded with the doubling up are on these dogs. I'm just going to take Buffalo on the full game plus 8, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this under anymore. Kobe Valentine says, I think the over in Buffalo against Arizona is the play. They're both running gunners. They're both going to come out firing. Zona, not sure they'll cover lots of points. They tend to do bad. ATS first round. Ulysses Hayes says Buffalo won't keep up. And I'm starting to think, yeah, maybe, Buffalo's going to be like, no, the only way we'll win this game is if somehow we can turn this into a shootout and just start raining threes and hitting them. So I don't know about this under anymore, Jim. I might take it back. What do you think?
I'm not extremely comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Either.
All right. Okay. I think I'm going, especially since there is a 157 available right now. I'm going to. Although Intertop's just moved to 157.5 just after I said that. All right. Let's give you the best line for Buffalo right now.
Thank you.
No 8.5, so we can give you 8 minus 103. Jim's going to take Buffalo plus 8. Minus 103. This total is tricky. I took it at 158.5. I gave that one as an official play, and I don't really know, man. You know what? Buffalo might just be like, we got to run up and down, and Arizona might just be like, fine. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Well, if I was coaching Buffalo, I would try to get Ayton as tired as possible, and I would bring Ikenna Smart. I'd bring in Montel McRae for quick 1-2 minute little stints. Although Montel McRae's 200 pounds, he's just going to get pushed around. In saying that, there is concern that Buffalo has to hit these outside shots. I expect them to do that. It is a high line. I don't love it, but I don't think I want it. Does anybody else? So we know what Kobe thinks. So what do you guys think about the? Why don't we get some input from the chat and come back to it?
Yeah, let's get some input from the chat. But I mean, look what happened to some of these other games. I mean, I guess the San Diego State game, Ohio State game did go over, but the Iona Duke game snuck under. I don't know. This is a tough one. All right, I'm going to scratch my head and think about it a little bit more. Now let's move on to Montana, Michigan. Another kind of tough one. I had Michigan going kind of deep. A lot of people are suggesting that Michigan's going to be a good play, against the spread, and as far as their futures bets are concerned in this tournament. What, more cock soup bullshit in the chat?
No, I'm loving Tony.
Oh, okay.
Tony just said, guys, my real name is Tony and Sarah, but my friends call me Tony Soprano.
Oh, nice.
I'm from Jersey. Call me anytime.
Nice.
Drops his number. I will be so happy.
Nice.
Tony Soprano.
Jersey's fun as hell. All right, Montana, Michigan. This is a tricky one. Michigan is good. I forgot who it was, but someone said that Michigan was going to be a great bet in the conference tournament, and they were.
I believe it was Tomor.
Yes, they were. And now, I sort of had that in the back of my head, and I have Michigan going kind of deep in or highly rated in my bracket. Montana's a tough team though, and they're a double-digit dog here. The line has gotten significantly bet down. Opened at 12, now down to a 10. Intertop's even hanging in 9.5. Do you have anything on this game, Jim?
I do. My only concern with Michigan here is that they've been resting for too long. That's my only concern, because this is a very good basketball team. Another one of my concerns is that I didn't have them moving far enough in my bracket. When I started studying this a little more, it's like, God, this is just a thorough basketball team. Montana is in tough. I would go as far as saying this is an excellent Michigan squad. Montana beat bad, I don't want to say bad, but just Eastern Washington, which is not a very good basketball team, in the Big Sky Conference title game. Remember, Eastern Washington was leading at the half, and then Montana blew them out. They entered this contest ranked number 71 in the Ken Palm college basketball ratings. They're led by 3 players who average double-figure scoring. Junior guard Ahmad Rory at 17.3 points per game. Good. They got Michael Gween at 15.7. And the most important player probably to this team is Jamar Ako. A lot of people coming in saying, King Rail says, I think Montana will upset. He's also on. Ole Miss saying Michigan, Montana under. Brent Brooks saying I have Michigan 10. Jose Ing saying Michigan under the main bet. Anthony McCrae saying Michigan play of the night. Montana play of the night. Michigan, too many days off.
I'm concerned about our San Diego State play as well. King Rail says, I think Houston will smash them. And now Small Thrill coming in saying, I think the most probable winner in college basketball is Houston. Houston's
a very good basketball team.
Yes.
But this is a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
I think I don't love the spot we're in. I don't love it. But I do think they're going to have a lot of trouble with these 2 6'10" guys, because they have wheel. They're not, especially the freshmen. This freshman just wants to run up and down the court.
Yeah.
They're not like the 6'10" guys that, that plant themselves in the paint. Now, saying all this, I do think the under might be a interesting play. So I'd like to return to that. But let's talk about this Michigan team a little bit. So they have a Montana has a They need him desperately. He's 6'8", 253 pounds. He plays alongside this Fabian Krislovich, who is not quite as good, 7.5 points, 5.1 boards, but they're both big boys. They're both 6'8". They're going to have a lot of trouble with Moritz Wagner. 6'11", 245 pounds. He's going to just be a matchup nightmare for the Grizzlies. Also, Abdur Rahman never makes any mistakes. He has 2 turnovers in his last 129 minutes. He controls the pace. He's a senior point guard. We keep going back to how important that is. Michigan enters the NCAA tournament on a 9-game winning streak, coming off its 2nd straight Big Ten tournament title. The Wolverines feature the best defensive team that Beelon's ever had. In 11 seasons, they only give up 63.5 points per game, 9th best in the nation. They just beat up Michigan State and Purdue in the final 2 games of the conference. Yes, this is a longer than usual layoff, but I don't think that really matters. I really don't. I think Don Ricci coming in and saying Michigan is an Elite 8 team. I don't think that it matters, the break. I think Michigan can cover double digits, and I am taking Michigan.
Really?
On the full game.
All right. Well, once again, if you line shop around here, Intertops is hanging 9.5. Everyone else has 10. It opened at 12, but we can give Jimmy the bag. Michigan minus 9.5, minus 110. That's the current line at Intertops. Interesting stuff here. Yeah, I'm high on Michigan in general. I just feel nervous giving double digits in a game like this to a team like Montana. But hope you cash, Jim. I'm not going to bet this one.
What about the total?
The total, again, I would have a lean to the under, and all my leans with these, like 135. Well, actually, no, 134, 134 and a half. So, yeah, lean to the under on that one. Lean to the first half under, although I'm sure that's 62. Where's that? 62 and a half. So, lean to the under, slight lean to the first half under. And as far as the spread is concerned, I'm going to pass on that one. Wouldn't want to have money on it if Michigan's up by anywhere between 7 to 13 with 5 minutes to go. You know what I'm saying, Jim? Those kinds of situations, right?
Yeah, I do. I do like. I I do like the under here. I do, but Montana is a good team offensively.
Yeah, I mean, a game like that could sneak over, with shenanigans at the last minute. I have a lean to the under, and my leans to totals in this range have been killing it, in the past couple weeks. But similar game was the UC Davis Utah game recently that went way under, and this total is 134. This could easily be one of these 58-47 type games that you do sometimes see in the NCAA tournament. Sometimes these defense-oriented teams come in and just lock down like a beast, and all of a sudden they're playing like those other teams that are they're playing like Virginia all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Where they didn't do that during the regular season. You do see that sometimes. You do.
I'm curious, Twatty. I'm curious to see what Twatty Latte has to say about the under here. If you could let us know, and then we can come back to it, because that's a play that I might want to add in, but I wouldn't mind a little more.
Yeah, definitely leaning under on that one, even at 134.5. And then the final game tonight, St. Bonaventure, Florida. Jim's been killing it recently, but he did have UCLA, as a lot of people did actually. I don't think anyone I saw in the chat box saying they liked St. Bonaventure, except for the market. The market moved in St. Bonaventure's favor. Now, I don't know if Florida is a good bet at -6. I bet them at -5. I might give them first half and on the full game money line, but I definitely took Florida to advance. The other thing is that, as I've said repeatedly, the spreads in the 6-11 matchups tend to be way off the final score. So a lot of times, whether it's the favorite or the dog covering, they cover by a much bigger margin than the other seed matchups. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see a 15-point win here by Florida. That's my prediction, actually.
I would be surprised.
You would? Okay, break this down for us, Jim.
Well, I just think, first off, there's magic happening with the Bonnies.
Magic?
Yeah, and it's one player. It's Courtney Stockard. That guy is absolutely enormous difference maker. Absolutely enormous. He changed everything. He changed that whole UCLA game. He hasn't played very much in the last couple of years. He is the difference maker, and also they believe in themselves. And that's a huge, huge thing. Tomor saying the A10 looks underrated to me in this tourney. Pauly D saying I like the Bonnies. XV Dynasty saying Bonnies have guard play that Florida will have difficulty keeping up with. I agree. Dan Kelly says Bonnies may have shot their load, and they may have. They may have 3 games. This is their 3rd game in 5 days. No question about it. But I just think there's something special happening here. As Twatty Latte says, Bonnie's best guards in the tournament.
Corey Dickerson likes the Bonnies +6. Okay.
Joe D saying St. Bonaventure owns a stellar 39.8% percentage from 3-point territory. The Gators' 3-point defense ranks 242nd in the country. That's a huge, huge stat. Florida lost 5 of 7 from January 30th through February 21st. They rallied to win their last 3 games of the regular season. That streak ended with a thud against Arkansas. They claim that the break hurt them, and now they have. And the players actually said that break hurt us, and now they have the exact same break.
Long balls. Larry loves the Bonnies. John Infect says paid services like the Bonnies. I took them against UCLA based on paid services. Okay.
Elio Rodriguez saying I believe in magic in these games. Listen, I took Loyola Chicago because of that magic. It was a very tight situation they were in against Miami, and it was an easy call saying, well, I think Miami's played much better teams. Everybody talked about how if you keep playing against the ACC teams, you're going to lose in the long run. But there's just something special this time of year. And now I'm not saying that the Bonnies win outright, but against Florida right now with these 2 senior guards and the magic and the belief and all the stories about that 1970 team and the coach bringing up all that shit over and over and over again, these people start believing. They just start believing.
Wow.
And I am believing too, and I'm taking the Bonnies on the full game.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Dom Ricci said some of us did have St. Bonaventure. Nice job. I'm just saying that my recollection of when we were breaking down that game, way more of the commenters were saying that they liked UCLA, agreeing with you, Jim, than St. Bonaventure. But certainly some people did. And Joe D saying I'm on a small play on St. Bonaventure's money line, +215. All right. Let's find the best line. It's up to 5.5. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, anything Dom's on, you'll want to be on too.
Really?
I've been watching his plays when he comments. This guy is sharp. Another sharp capper from Long Island.
Yeah. Listen, I was off that game. I wasn't taking St. Bonaventure or UCLA, but Jim's going to take St. Bonnie +6 -110. It's a split line, 5.5 or 6. St. Bonaventure +6 -110. All right, man. I hope. All right. I hope you cash, Jim. I just took Florida to advance. But again, with the 11-6 matchups, if you're liking an underdog, I'm usually thinking, man, maybe the money line is a good play there. Damn. All right, we'll see how it turns out. We will see how it turns out.
We have a first-time listener.
Oh, really?
Molecular Ninja.
Oh, shit.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
man.
Molecular Ninja. Hey, Loshak in the
man.
back, first-time listener. Welcome, Molecular Ninja. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. What else do we have? On Long Balls, Larry says Dom is dope. Molecular Ninja now with another comment. Love this shit rocks. Thank you so much, Molecular Ninja.
He doesn't know how much this means to you.
Yes, it does. Molecular Ninja, welcome to the show. One of the inside jokes of the show is I live for these fucking comments. I mean, that's a joke, but it's also 100% true. Thank you so much, Molecular Ninja. Wow. And Kobe Valentine, St. Bonnie's money line. Wow. A lot of people liking this one. Richard West asking, what about Davidson? We already covered that game. I like Kentucky on the -4 line, and I have them going deep in the tournament, and I also took the under 141.5 -110, and Jim has officially passed on that game. Richard West. All right, up, pay less way. Bonnie's cover. Wow, Kobe Valentine, Bonnie's to Elite 16. Now all of a sudden everyone's liking the Bonnies. Look at this shit.
Yeah, seriously, he says, better question, who's on Florida in the points?
Yeah, I'm not on Florida in the points. I just have them advancing in the tournament. Wow, damn, jeez. Everywhere. Twate Latte likes the Bonnies. Wow. All right. Jake Bell, I'm on the Bonnies +6. QQQ Wilson says Bonnie's film has been watched. Long Balls Larry 78 loves Bonnies. Tom Marino says the Bonnies have played well in big games. They played well against Rhode Island and well against UCLA. I thought it was just that you thought that UCLA was just an indication that the Pac-12 was way overvalued this year and that it was making St. Bonaventure look a little bit better than they really are, Jim.
Well, I also hated the way UCLA played. If you're going to take out St. Bonaventure, you have to go to the paint. Go to the paint, go to the paint, go to the paint. And if you look at Florida's roster and what they do, that's not what they do.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Very interesting stuff. Great breakdowns, guys. All right, so that's it for college basketball. Once again, I have added, these are in addition to the plays that Jim and I gave over the past few days, I have added Virginia Tech first half -1 and the Kentucky game under 141.5. Jim has added San Diego State +4.5, Virginia Tech -2.5, Buffalo +8, Michigan -9.5, and St. Bonaventure +6, -110. And Aline, I want to add, and I will add it. I'll add the Michigan game under. What the hell? I'll add the Michigan game under 134.5 -110. That's the current line at the Greek. I'm going to add the Michigan game under 134.5 -110. What the hell? All right. What else do you want to do here, Jim?
I do think that is a good spot.
Some places just jumped up, though. Heritage and Heritage just jumped to 134.5. Bet365 just jumped to 134.5. So recent moves at some books, half point up. But I'm going to stick with it. Under 134.5 -110, Montana, Michigan.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think that Michigan will clamp down on Montana. I really do. Jay Peach is on the under too. Man, every time I see Jay Peach, he used to always tell me how the 49ers were open ass. And I'd never heard of that term before.
Right? Okay.
I really, I would like to get more from this great group of cappers on. We haven't heard anybody on the over. Yeah. I mean, I think if it goes over, it probably sneaks over. Who the hell knows? Look, I'm going to take it 134.5. Probably if it goes under, it's the first half goes under by a bigger margin than the full game. But I'm not going to double up on it. I'm just going to take it one way. And most controversial game of the night, I think, is San Diego State Houston. Be interesting to see how that turns out. A lot of people really liking San Diego State. A lot of people really liking Houston. Pretty strong opinions on both sides that I have seen in the chat box. So I would say that is definitely the most controversial game of the night. And let's move on, Jim. Okay, but I would like to. Oh, there we go. There's Twatty coming in saying Montana won't score on Michigan.
Yeah.
Cody asking, who do I have in the Alabama game? Virginia Tech with a lot of confidence.
Yes. And a lot of people here. Jay Peach on the under too. Elio Rodriguez says, I love that under. Okay, a lot of people liking it. Well, all right. Are you sure, Jim?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay, we'll give Jim that one. Michigan under 134.5 minus 110. Well, let's see if in these past few seconds it's jumped to 135 anywhere, but I doubt it. But yeah, no, just 134.5 minus 110. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Let's move on, okay? All right.
Yeah. Now they're saying that Twatty is on the over.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. If you could talk about something for a second, I'm gonna go onto his Twitter and find out what he's on. I'm gonna dig deep into big twats.
Okay. Donald Mouse says Montana is an active underdog. My gut tells me that as well, but I'm not going to touch that one. Paulie D likes Michigan and the under. Molecular Ninja here. First official pick. Here he goes.
Ooh.
Molecular Ninja. Ninja special is Michigan under. Very nice. Montana will have to play good defense.
On the over.
Oh, okay. Wolverines will turn up their defense since they have been off for a week. Molecular Ninja, the first pick that he has graced us with, and it's a Ninja special, is the under in the Michigan game. All right, I'm going to take that one. If it loses, it loses. Whatever. Okay. And Twatty Latte says it's too low. Yeah, it could be. And my sense is that it either sneaks over or it might be one of these 57-49 type games. But we'll see. All right, let's move on, Jim. All right.
Okay. So and then I've got under 134
and a half minus 110. And I'm on the under 134 and a half minus 110.
Daniel Singer saying, I agree, 134 is too low.
Mm-hmm.
This is too touchy, man.
Okay, you don't want it, Jim.
No, I don't. This is just too, it's just too close.
Okay.
If I'm going to take a total, I got to believe in it fully. Okay. When I make these plays official, I bet them as well.
Yes.
And I don't have a confidence bet.
All right, so we're taking it back.
Yeah,
all right, so no play there on Michigan for Jimmy the Bag. I am going to take the under 134.
I'll be very interested in the total. I'll be watching the game.
We'll see. All right, so let's move on. Let's quickly go to NHL. Yes. What are the picks that we gave? I gave Pittsburgh Islanders under 6, Colorado St. Louis over 5.5, and the Columbus team total over 2.5. Jim gave Washington puck line plus 205, Washington Islanders under 6 minus 102. I didn't give that one. No, okay. Buffalo money line plus 134, Chicago money line plus 150, Penguins puck line 165, Penguins Montreal under 6 minus 106. Oh wait, what did I get? Okay, right. Not Pittsburgh Islanders. Washington Islanders is what I gave. Sorry about that. Jim also has Pittsburgh Montreal under 6 minus 106, Columbus money line plus 109, and LA Kings puck line plus 128. Again, Jim is on Washington puck line 205, Islanders under, Buffalo money line, Chicago money line, Pitt puck line, Pitt under, Columbus money line, and LA puck line. All right, Jim.
Oh wow.
What happened?
Roger T has a theory.
What's that?
That Native Queen's an NCAA basketball women's coach.
Oh shit! Wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised at all. All right, Jim. What do you want to add or take away from NHL? The stuff that I had in my leans column was, again, I said the under in Chicago Winnipeg. That's in my leans column. Under 6, Montreal team total under, and also the Pitt Montreal under 6 is also in my leans category. What do you want to talk about from the NHL, Jim?
Oh shit! I gotta pull up that page. I forgot I switched it off.
Mm-hmm.
Bagsia asking what my favorite play of the card is, and at first I was like, well, I'm not sure, and then as soon as you said the Kings, I was like, God, I really see them playing well at home. I like the Jackets play. I don't love it, but I like it. I truly think, like we've talked about in the early show, if you always fade Philly after a loss and bet on them after a win, you're very successful. The Sabres plus 134, I might be trying to find magic twice because this worked last week. I do like that this is the most important game of the year for Buffalo, and Toronto is stuck in their spot for the playoffs and doesn't care about this much. And I know the importance of Nikita Zaitsev, and he's questionable to go. Capitals, I've got a couple plays where I've got the puck line with the under 6, which can be considered anti-correlated. I think it's fine here with I like the under 6 with the Capitals Islanders. I like that a lot, in fact. I think we're getting 2 goalies playing excellent right now, and I think Chris Gibson will be the starter moving forward for the Islanders, will be their starter next year. I'm off the Bruins-Panthers. I think that's a very difficult game to figure out comfortably. I like the Pens on the puck line quite a bit, and I like the under 6 there. I know that not everybody does because of Jari. And then, and Don Ricci says, yes, Seton Hall cashes. That is 7 straight.
Very nice. Give me the bag. Okay.
Yes. Then Blackhawks plus 150. I like that play.
And what do you think about the under 6 in that one? That's a lean for me as well. Chicago, Winnipeg.
It was a lean. I just don't love Forsberg. And I guess the question is this. How do you see the Jets playing without Scheifele, Lowry, Hendricks, Stastny, Trouba, Enstrom, Kulikov? I see them playing sloppier. These are now Trouba may or may not be back, but I see them just playing sloppier. That's why I can't trust the under. I like Blackhawks moving forward for unders, but without these guys, I mean Lowry and Hendricks. I mean Trouba's their most important defenseman now. He actually might be back tonight, but that's the problem with the play.
It's just Winnipeg has had a problem scoring over the last 3 games or so. Is that fluky? Are they because earlier in the year they were just scoring? They were one of the better scoring teams in the league. Jim, what do you expect going forward from Winnipeg in terms of their offensive prowess?
Clearly, Stastny helped Laine and Ehlers. I'm gonna look up just a quick thing on their special teams because Winnipeg's power play is what can be so dangerous, and Chicago's power play is being just non-existent. That's why taking these unders with the Blackhawks has been very successful because this team just isn't scoring the easy goals. Getting rid of Panarin and Teravainen were huge mistakes that this team made. Chicago's penalty killing is good. I would take this. I would take the under here if they weren't dealing with all these injuries.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna convert it from a pick to from a lean to a pick. I'll give it under 6 minus 110. If it was like 125 or something, maybe I wouldn't. But at under 6 minus 110, I'll take it. I mean, I bet it 110. That's the line at Pinnacle and Bet365. All right. I'll convert that to an official pick. Chicago, Winnipeg under 6 minus 110. All right, Jim. What else do you want to talk about in this?
Well,
NHL
first
card?
off, I'm starting to dig this molecular ninja. He calls this place Ninja Breakdowns.
Oh shit!
And he says Montana is a top 70 defensive team holding opposing teams under 55%.
Yeah.
Montana, to have a chance, they must slow the game down. Not just a pick, but a breakdown.
Love it. Molecular Ninja. I agree with you.
it.
Like I said, this might wind up being one of those 58-47 type games that we do see sometimes in the tournament. You know what I'm saying, Jim? I agree. I'm on it. I bet it at 135, and I'm going to give it as an official pick.
That's very interesting.
King Rail says, "Can you guys please repeat the NHL unders?" Sure, King Rail. Anything for you. Although these are not necessarily locks. These are just the picks that we gave. I gave Washington Islanders under 6 minus 102, and I also took the Colorado St. Louis over 5.5 plus 104. We'll get Jim's opinion on that one, and the Columbus team total over 2.5 minus 107. And I have just added the Winnipeg game under 6 minus 110. Jim has given Washington puck line, Washington Islanders under 6 minus 102 along with me. Buffalo money line, Chicago money line, Pittsburgh puck line, Pittsburgh Montreal under 6 minus 106, Columbus money line, and LA puck line. Jim, I did give the Colorado St. Louis over at 5.5. Colorado seems to have turned a corner offensively, scoring a lot better, as has St. Louis. I had some cashers with St. Louis and Colorado overs recently. Now they're playing each other with a modest total. So I took the over 5.5 plus 104. What are your final thoughts on that pick, Jim?
My final thoughts are I don't like it.
Really? Why? Okay,
I
tell us.
really think that Jake Allen is going to step up.
Really?
No. Yes, absolutely. Knowing that that he almost lost his job to Carter Hutton. Now Carter Hutton has a neck injury. I would be surprised. I really think he's going to say, "This is my job, and you're not going to take it from me." And look, I'm going to step up right now.
But you don't think Colorado's nice little scoring binge from the last couple games will continue here at least a little bit? Put up 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might get. I really think Jake Allen is going to step up tonight. Now, I don't think. What would I get for the under? What would be the under?
It's 5.5. The over right now is plus 104, which is right where I took it. Best underline would be minus 113.
Yeah, I like the under here. I do.
Wow,
but
okay.
quickly, I might even take it. But let me just say, Will Kenny saying, "Jimmy, you said that when Philly wins, they win back-to-back, and when they lose back-to-back. I'm not sure how that is realistic when Philly's only won 1 game this month." Well, it's because, Will, I'm not talking about just the month. I'm talking about the season.
Okay, here you go. XV Dynasty says Varlamov is extremely hot as well. I guess that's true. And then Udamporn Ratanafakti says Jake Allen is good goalie.
You know, now you can't be certain of anything when you're capping.
Right.
I really think that Jake Allen steps up. And I think so much so that I am going to take the under in this game.
Really? All right. Rarely do we have a head-to-head with Jimmy the Bag and I. This makes me nervous, but I'll stick with my play. I won't pull it. And Jim will add the St. Louis under. Best line we can give is minus 113. Under 5.5, minus 113. That's the current line at Bet Online. All right. We'll see. Jim and I going head-to-head, and it cannot be a push here. One of us is going to win. One of us is going to lose. All right.
I don't like it. I don't like going against you. The more and more we talked about that game, the more I was like, Jake Allen, these guys when their job, their livelihood is on the line. And it's not just now he has to start playing well. He went 1-5-0, 3.32 goals against average, 877 save percentage in February, and lost his job. Every time he came to the rink, he didn't know if he was going to be starting. Now he's gone 2-1-0 in March with a 1.68 goals against average, 948 save percentage, and Carter Hutton is dealing with a neck issue. Every single game, he knows he's starting, and that's when the goalie starts playing well.
Bill Buttlicker doesn't trust the Avs, and he gives us a reason why. He just didn't put the opinion up there. Bill Buttlicker says, Pete, don't trust the Avs. His reasoning is, first they give you the old licky, then they fry your banana. I have no idea what the hell that means, but it's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. An insightful breakdown from Bill Buttlicker on why not to trust the Avs in this spot as a big underdog.
You don't know what licky is?
I mean, you know, I don't know what fry. I don't know why. I don't know what that has to do with. I don't even know what the implication is with how that has to do with the Avs scoring a lot recently and now not trusting them going forward.
He's probably lost money on them. I remember when I was certain that I was talking about how much heart they had, blah, 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 and then they went into St. Louis and lost 6-1. You remember that about 2 months ago?
Yeah.
I think Will Kenny is liking that underplay. That's great. Again, Capitals.
Yes, and here you go. G-Man Hags. Goalies are creatures of confidence. Allen is starting to find his game.
The more we talk about it, the more I really like the play.
Okay, a lot of people thinking that Allen is going to step up. Of course, he was a Siv, S-I-V, Siv earlier in the year.
I believe that's S-I-E-V.
Is it?
Yeah.
S-I-V, Siv. Yeah,
S-I-E-V-E.
I don't know, Jim. All right, a lot of people, buyers on Allen going forward, and for that reason, Jim is on the under, going head-to-head with me. You might be right. Hey, hopefully maybe St. Louis will win 6-zip. Who knows? Or maybe Jim will get a win, and I'll just feel happy for him and eat the loss happily. All right, what else do we have, Jim?
So that when I'm looking at the card, what's the play that I like the most?
I don't know, man.
I expect the Kings to step up. I expect the Kings to step up, and when I'm going through all these plays, I would say that is the play I like the most.
Okay, now let's move on to an NBA, a huge NBA card. Jim gave a lot of picks. I was agreeing with most of his picks, but didn't have the balls to give any of them as an official pick because I'm just feeling a little bit uncertain about all of those picks. A lot of big favorites here. In the NBA, Jim gave Denver -8. I did bet that one, and I bet it at 7.5. Portland -5, -115. I bet that one as well. Clippers +11.5. I didn't touch that one. Philly -9.5. I mean, that was my lean, but I was thinking, do I really want to lay that much with Philly on the road? But you know, the Knicks have been getting blown out by decent teams by double digits at home. Jim also gave the Bulls money line +106. That was a play that I bet as well. I took the Bulls I took the game on the over and the Bulls +2.
There is talk about that game. People not liking it.
Okay.
Because Tyreek Evans will be back in the lineup. Personally, dealing with the rib injury, finally getting over, and not playing for, 14, 15 games straight, I really don't think he's going to take over this game.
Okay. Jim also gave Indiana +4, Charlotte -5, Spurs -4, and the Phoenix-Utah under 214. That's also a bet that I made, and I believe that line, after you gave it out, Jim, came back down to earth. Yeah, it's now down to 213 and a little bit, 213.5 or 213. So once again, no picks from me officially, but Jim likes Denver minus the points, Portland minus the points, Clippers plus the points, Philly minus the points, Chicago money line, Indiana +4, Charlotte -5, San Antonio -4, and the Phoenix-Utah game under 213. And I was definitely leading Utah team total under and the full game under on that one as well. Jim, what do you have to say about the NBA card here?
I think that when I go over these plays, the play I'm most uncomfortable with actually is the Sixers.
Yeah.
It's just a ton of points, and I just don't. It's just not a comforting thing when you give that many points on the road. But and do we know shit? I don't even, because I was so caught up in college basketball. If Hardaway isn't in the lineup, I just don't see if Hardaway isn't in the lineup, I should take the Knicks team total under. And I think I might add that in because if Hardaway's not in the lineup, they just have absolutely nobody who can hit an outside jumper. And let's see, can we find out right now? Because this Knicks team is just, they're trying to lose. Yeah,
and Knicks team total unders have been good bets many times recently.
Hardaway will play.
Okay,
yeah, I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to leave it where it's at.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at this card, and you know what? The Chicago-Memphis game, I bet that one on the over. It was down to 211.5 in the morning show, or 211. I should have taken it then, but now it's back up to about 213 at Pinnacle. So I'm gonna throw on the over. Let me just refresh the line here and get the best line here. I'm gonna take the Memphis, and I guess that's probably because Evans is back. That's probably why that line moved. But I don't know, man. What do you think about that? The Chicago-Memphis over, Jim?
I think that with Tyreek and the Evans in the lineup, that will really help.
Mm-hmm.
What is the number again?
Well, it's 212, 213. Something like that.
You know, I was hesitant in the morning, knowing that I think, you know what? I think that's a very good play.
You think so?
I really do, yeah. Knowing that Tyreek is going to be playing, he's going to give him a little confidence. I just want to, I'm going to take that with you.
Really?
But before I do, I want to say Goose has joined us.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Goose, my man Goose, we've got some new commenters that have been big hits. Goose says, fellas, I was able to find some free Wi-Fi, so I'm checking in from the homeless shelter due to Millennium Place. Damn, we believe in you, Goose. We believe in your Millennium Place. He says, my last $5 is going on the Clippers over 223.5. Lock redemption play.
Wow, that's a real comment there from Goose. Let me read that comment. Goose says, fellas, I was able to find some free Wi-Fi, so I'm checking in from the homeless shelter in caps due to Millennium Plays in caps. My last $5 is going on Clippers over 223.5. Lock. That's a lock from a guy in a homeless shelter. I don't believe in locks except for if they come from guys in homeless shelters. Then I believe there is a such thing as locks. Only when guys from homeless shelters tell you about it. All right, wow.
I love Goose. But one here, Nighthawk Anon 101 says, if Memphis loses tonight, they tie the NBA record for most losses in a row since the Grizzlies. That's not actually true. That's the Grizzlies' second worst losing streak was 19 games. I'm from Vancouver, and I cherished having an NBA franchise there. Our main record was 23 losses in a row. We have 23-19, so this would just tie our second worst run. Yes, I want that over. I think that's a very good play.
Yeah. All right, Memphis over. Let's see, over 212 minus 110. Memphis over 212 minus 110. You think that is a good play, huh, Jim?
I do. I do, and I was questioning it on the early show just because of just because of the numbers of the Grizzlies have been putting up.
Yeah.
For the last 5 games, they've averaged 93.4 points. They've lost by 18. But, I mean, these teams...
Well, they played once a few games ago, and the game went high, high scoring.
It's soared.
So, all right, Jim's on the Memphis over 212 minus 110, and because I put you on it, I'll go on that one as well, over 212 minus 110. I'm also going to go on the Utah under, which is now 213.5 minus 110. That's the line at UWager and Bookmaker. I would also be leading the Utah team total under on that one. I'm not sure Utah's going to be fully motivated to get a cover here, so I'd be leaning Phoenix, but I don't want to take the Phoenix spread, so I think I'm just going to take the Utah team total under. What's so funny, Jim? So goddamn funny.
G-Man Hag's talking about an old homeless shelter from my where I grew up.
Okay, all right.
We're hoping Goose isn't there.
All right, let me find the Utah team total under, which was 113.5, which I saw earlier. Yeah, and it's still there. All right, I'm going to take the Utah team total under as well, 113.5 minus 106. That's the current line at Pinnacle. So I'm making those official plays. Also, the Denver game. Let's see where that line moved. Yeah, Jim took it at 8, and there's still an 8 available at the Greek. That's got to be a good play, right, Jim?
Yeah, I think the Nuggets are a good play. I expect them to step up at home. They were just sort of embarrassed by the Lakers, and I expect them to come out and take care of business. The Pistons are just trash, so I expect the Nuggets to run here. One issue on the card that people keep bringing up and should just be spoken about is and Christian Rivas coming with a great stat for it says the over is 3-0-1 in the last 4 meetings, Bulls, Memphis.
Yeah.
Michael L. Ferris on the Memphis over as well, which is nice. Just the Suns saying that Booker called out the Suns. I went over what Booker had said before early this morning, and it's a little different when Booker says something, than when like Ryan Getzlaff or Phil. I know it's a different sport, but I don't know how much the Suns will really turn the corner with that. I'm still comfortable with their full game under that we have, and I think that the Jazz under. See, the Jazz could put up 40 points in the first quarter, and if they have a big, still go under.
Yeah. What do you think about Philly early? We know that in general, Philly's a great bet on the first half. What do you think about just taking Philly early at like -5 or whatever?
To be honest with you, as soon as whoever mentioned that, I thought, you know what, that's a better play than I made.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to take it, but they're not happy about losing to Indiana in Philly. And I think that's a better play than the one I made.
Yeah, it's there's no 5s. It's just 5.5. But you know what? All right, it just makes me a little bit nervous. I'm going to stay off that one. So I'm just going to take 3 plays, and then the Denver-Detroit game. I still want to double up on this one. Denver -5 in the full game, but I'm gonna hold off on that one as well. All right. So Jim has added the Memphis game over 212. I've added the Memphis game over 212, and I've added Utah under 213.5, and the Utah team total under 113.5 -106. And that's it for NBA. Once again, Jim though has a ton of plays. I gave no official plays in the morning, but let's hit him up with Jim's official plays in the NBA that he gave in the morning. Denver -8, Portland -5, Clippers +11.5, Philly -9.5, Bulls money line +106, Indiana +4, Charlotte -5, Spurs -4, and the Utah game under 214 -115.
It's funny because I have not been making a lot of plays lately, and in the last 2 days I've only gone 9 and 6, but I felt really good about the games, and the ones I lost, I just barely lost, and that's why I'm making. And I think that there's been some truth about fading these teams that are giving up.
Yes, definitely. All right, so should we wrap it up, Jim?
We shall.
All right, let's wrap it up. It's been another great, super fun show. Thank you so much for all the wonderful comments and illuminating comments. Absolutely on all the. Here you go, Kobe Valentine. Pistons 1-7 in their last 7 against Western Conference. Nuggets 10-4 ATS in their last 14 against NBA Central. It just has Pistons written all over it. I'm just thinking, man, do I want to lay that many points? But why not? I mean, don't you think the Pistons are pissed that they got embarrassed? I mean, they're still professional athletes.
I really think they want Van Gundy fired.
You think so?
I
so
do.
They're going to fuck up their own professional stats just because if they want the coach fired?
They're just not going to put. I really think they want changes. Remember, we talked about. There was talk from people living in Detroit early in the year about all the problems in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And we saw Van Gundy continually call out Drummond. And then late, about 6 weeks or 8 weeks ago, Drummond said, "Oh, Van Gundy just wants me to be a better me and a better player." I think that they don't care. I think they want him.
All right, I'll take it. -8, -110. I'll make that one a final official pick in NBA. I mean, I did bet it at 7.5, so why would I not give it as an official pick at 8? It would be in my leans category if I didn't give it as an official pick. And that's it. On that note, we'll wrap up the show. We'll see you tomorrow, where we'll do this all over again for the Friday NCAA tournament games, 12 o'clock Eastern time. See you then.